Alex is the only child in a poor immigrant family. He enjoys spending time on the computer and quickly realizes how to make money online in an area still barely regulated by law. But his ambitions take him too far, and the young man ends up at the heart of the black market and hacker attacks that shake global headlines. In this film, based on true events, Alex and his parents move from Ukraine to Canada. They can't afford real estate in a big city and end up in London, Ontario, a backwater town in Canada. Even there, they live paycheck to paycheck. His mother works tirelessly as a bank accountant, while his father struggles to adapt to the new country and never manages to make close friends. Alex also has trouble connecting with people, and his only real friend becomes his mother's computer. From games and various distractions, he quickly moves on to programming and learning how the banking system works. His idols are people like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Like them, he dreams of changing the world for the better. While still in school, he figures out ways to earn money online without leaving home. The side gigs are boring but easy. He gets $20 for every 1,000 clicks. But that's not nearly enough to make a difference or pay for college, which is extremely expensive in Canada. Meanwhile, his parents are still miserable and keep arguing about their tough financial situation. One day, Alex hears news on TV about a hacker attack on the stock market, orchestrated by someone known as Mr. Z and his organization. The dark web Z sends a message broadcasted by news channels around the world, claiming that he will win. And this is only the beginning. When Alex gets home, he finds his mother in tears. She's been laid off from her job at the bank, and now the family is facing eviction. They have no savings left to keep up with their mortgage payments. Without hesitation, Alex gives his mother all the money he had saved for college through his online gigs. It's enough to last them a couple of months, but inside, the boy is furious at the employer who treated his mother this way. On top of that, college application season is approaching, and the tuition fee is urgently needed. That's when Alex remembers the dark web. Getting access isn't easy, and his first task is to steal a credit card number. To do this, Alex creates a fake online store, and one of the school bullies falls for the trap, entering his data during a fake purchase. With that, Alex earns his first access-level soldier. Through it, he starts flipping products. He doesn't think too hard about why things are so much cheaper on the dark web than in regular stores. He buys goods and then resells them, laptops, jewelry, watches, phones, all of which bring in solid profit. In just a month, he earns more than he had in 4 years. Once he saves up the required amount, he moves to Toronto, where expenses are much higher, which means his earnings must increase too, especially since he's now supporting his parents as well. Alex takes it a step further and begins using fake documents to sell more expensive goods. He has to be more careful now. In a big city, the police are much more active in tracking the black market. But at the stores where such goods are usually resold, no one knows him, and Alex is quickly turned away. A stranger notices his struggle and approaches him with an offer to sell his goods for a cut of the profit. It's foolish to trust someone who just started following you on the street, but Alex doesn't want to leave empty-handed, so he takes the risk. And Sai doesn't let him down. The money lands in his pocket, and their partnership shows real promise. Sai is clever and sociable, with a wide network of useful connections. He and Alex start working together, offloading more and more goods. Sai teaches him how to deal with people on the black market, including police officers, whose cooperation can be crucial. Mr. Z releases another statement. In it, he compares bankers who sell people predatory loans to drug dealers and criminals. These words leave a deep impression on Alex, especially since his own parents have been shackled to a mortgage their entire lives. In part, it's for their sake that he undertakes these risky operations. Alex decides to abandon his university plans for good and embraces a Robin Hood-style mission. With Sai's connections, they begin targeting morally bankrupt elites. They manage to obtain the credit card information of one such person and, using fake passports and disguises, withdraw a large sum of money from his bank account. Despite the boldness of the plan, they walk away unscathed. While Sai spends his nights partying in clubs, Alex is increasingly tormented by injustice and social inequality. He decides to go after the very bank that fired his mother. On the scheduled day, he visits the branch pretending to be a loan applicant and secretly plugs a USB stick into an employee's computer. The system begins to glitch, and Alex prepares to leave. But this time, things don't go as smoothly. At the exit, security stops him and asks him to come with them. The plan has been discovered. The bank's head of security threatens Alex with the police and a long prison sentence unless he reveals where he got the infected USB stick. Not wanting to expose the workings of the dark web, the hacker makes a counteroffer. He suggests they avoid publicity, highlighting how easily an 18-year-old could breach their system would only damage their reputation. Instead, he offers to patch their vulnerabilities, allowing the bank to spin the incident as an internal security audit. The bank agrees and drops all charges against Alex. What's more, his success becomes legendary on the dark web. He actually managed to bypass an incredibly complex security system. Even Mr. Z himself takes notice. A few days later, Alex receives a message from a female hacker. Sai, hoping to help his friend's love life, sets up a date with her on Alex's behalf. The girl, Kira, doesn't reveal anything about herself. She just listens to Alex talk. It turns out she already knows everything about him, his hometown, even his date of birth. She's more experienced in the world of hacking and understands how crucial anonymity is. They talk about Mr. Z, and Alex becomes fascinated with the idea of meeting him. Kira joins the guys to take on more ambitious projects, more fake passports and credit cards, more expensive goods, and wealthier clients. After some time, Sai starts having doubts about Kira's connections. She earns too much, too easily, and her contacts seem too good to be true. His trust in the new team member begins to fade. Could she be a plant? One day, Kira suggests that Alex leave Sai behind in Toronto and come with her to Hong Kong, where there are far greater earning opportunities. Alex sets up a personal meeting with Roosevelt, the man who gave him his first job on the dark web. Alex thanks him and asks about Kira, but Roosevelt has never heard of her. That's a serious red flag. Tensions between Sai and Kira continue to rise. He doesn't like her risky approach, ramping up volume, pushing for bigger sales, and working with unvetted buyers. During one deal, they arrive at a base with a whole truckload of goods, but a heated argument breaks out between Kira and Sai right in the middle of negotiations. The buyers get nervous, pull out weapons, the deal falls apart. Later, Sai and Kira apologize to each other for their outbursts. Kira admits she was trying to sell the goods to gangsters, and those guys don't like having their time wasted. Worried about the safety of their operation in Toronto, the trio decides to relocate to Hong Kong. Alex hoped that moving would change everything, but it doesn't. The tension remains, and even though money is no longer an issue, he's missing a sense of purpose, some larger goal. Worse, the team begins to let their guard down. Alex sometimes forgets to verify the credit cards before using them. In one case, when he tries to make a purchase, the bank immediately alerts the store, and the trio has to flee the scene more and more often. Say, on the other hand, couldn't care less about changing the world. He's much more interested in parties and women. On his birthday, he starts a fight in a club that ends with all of them getting arrested. Afterward, he tries to make up for it by recklessly withdrawing money from a no-limit card they once stole in Toronto. For Alex, this is the final straw. He yells at Sai, accusing him of constantly drinking and spending from the card he was told never to touch. He finally loses patience and ends their friendship for good. From then on, he and Kira continue working as a duo, withdrawing cash from ATMs and leaving behind calling cards marked dark web. Through this method, they steal more than $2.5 million, enough to make international headlines. After that, the pair realizes they need to move again to cover their tracks. Kira suggests they call it quits. The money should last them a long time. But Alex can't stop. He wants to keep fighting back against bankers and corporations. Kira has other plans for life. She kisses him right in the middle of his fiery speech about revenge. And then, they're interrupted. A message comes in directly from Zed himself. He praises Alex and grants him the highest rank in the dark web. Alex uses the opportunity to request a face-to-face meeting with the boss. Almost immediately, a call comes in from a hidden number. Together with Kira, he sets off to meet the man, confined to a wheelchair, his body covered in scars. He warns, by agreeing to work for him, you become his property. There's no room for mistakes, and if he does make one, he'll die. Not only Alex, but everyone close to him will be in danger too. After the meeting, Alex receives a call from Sai, who wants to work together again and promises to change. He's waiting for Alex and Kira in their hotel room, but they never arrive. Sai is tracked down by men working for the Colombian whose card he had recently used. When Alex and Kira return, they find their friend murdered. Shocked, Alex tries to call the police and an ambulance, but Kira stops him. It's time to disappear again. Their next stop is New York. There, the duo continues working on projects for Zed. They release footage and news about the murder of a senator responsible for stock market legislation. This causes a massive crash in the stock market, allowing Zed to buy shares at rock-bottom prices. Since the assassination turns out to be fake, the market soon recovers, and Zed earns a fortune. Zed generously pays them for the successful operation, but on their way home, Alex and Kira are kidnapped by masked men. Alex wakes up alone and can't reach Kira or his boss. He heads to Bangkok, the fallback meeting place he and Kira had agreed on in case something went wrong. When she doesn't show up at the arranged location, he thinks of his parents and calls his mother, promising to come home in 2 days. Alex enters an internet cafe and discovers that the dark web has been shut down. The news reports say that Zed has been arrested and his right-hand woman Kira was killed during the operation. Meanwhile, the card Alex used to pay for the session gets blocked, and the cashier receives a call from the bank. Alex can't believe Kira is dead, but there's no time to find out whether she left any clues behind. The police arrive and arrest him. He is charged with fraud and sent to a Thai prison. Cut off from the rest of the world, Alex spirals into despair. The isolation and uncertainty slowly drive him insane. Stuck in a cell, Alex begins to reflect on his life. He reads a lot and gradually reconsiders his beliefs and priorities. He suddenly realizes he's only 21 years old, yet he's already caused so much pain. The thought of his mother waiting for him is what keeps him going. 2 years later, he's released, still under a false identity. No one ever found out who he really was. As he steps outside, he's met by Kira, alive and well. She had also been arrested and had struck a deal with the authorities. Since then, she had been working undercover, using Alex to get to Zed. But over time, her feelings for him became real, and she truly wanted to run away with him from both the law and Zed. However, the authorities acted first. They separated them and had Alex kidnapped. Now Kira hands him his real passport so there won't be any problems at the border regarding his criminal record. The hacker is given a second chance to live an honest life. He's overjoyed that Kira is alive and that she's staying by his side. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so more awesome stories can come out more often.